Good morning, all. So, myself, Annamalai, Assistant Professor from Department of Mechanical Engineering, IFET College of Engineering. So, in this session, we are going to discuss about the fluid mechanics GATE syllabus. So, let me explain what is GATE. Okay, the acronym for GATE is Graduate Aptitude Test in Engineering. So, this test is organized by the first generation IITs and IASC. So so let me explain the importance of GATE examination. For example, after completing the undergraduation, so you can apply for your post-graduation higher studies in IITs and IITs, NITs and IASC and other central government institutions. So they are admitting the students, those who are having the valid GATE score. Okay, and apart from that higher study, so we can also go for the public sector units. Okay. Normally, the public sector units like NLC, ISRO, and other public sector units, they are recruiting the people. Okay, those who are having high GATE scores. Okay, so this is about uh, the subject-wise weightage in GATE mechanical engineering paper. So every year, month of February, they are conducting GATE examination. So the subject-wise weightage in GATE mechanical engineering paper, here we have the subjects, okay, totally three subjects. The first one is the engineering mathematics. So totally 10 questions will be asked from this particular subject and the total mark is 13 marks. Then general aptitude, from general aptitude around 10 questions will be asked. So the mark is 15 marks. Then the mechanical engineering subject, here, total number of questions is 45 and total marks is 72. So totally 65 questions consist of 1 mark and 2 marks and the total mark is 100. This is about the mechanical engineering paper subject-wise analysis. So as we have discussed, the main three subjects, that is general aptitude, engineering mathematics. Okay. So here the mechanical engineering subjects and mark allocation is given. Okay. So this mark allocation were differed year to year. Okay. But the general aptitude and engineering mathematics marks are fixed one. Okay. So here our subject fluid mechanics. So this is a 2019 year analysis, subject analysis. So in 2019 year paper, so from fluid mechanics subject around two 1 mark questions were asked and one 2 mark questions were asked, was asked. So total mark is 4 marks. So apart from that, the manufacturing engineering, then strength of materials and thermodynamics and applications. So these three subjects have the um, high weightage. Okay, then theory of machines, then machine design, then engineering mechanics. So this is the second preference. For example, if you want to just clear the GATE examination, you can concentrate on manufacturing technology, then strength of materials, then thermodynamics and applications, then theory of machines. So these four subjects, if you are confident, you can easily get clear the GATE examination. So apart from that, this fluid mechanics is a very fundamental subject. Okay. So this is the syllabus of fluid mechanics. So this syllabus almost in all the engineering colleges and technical universities. So they have in third semester. Okay. So the syllabus starts with the fluid properties, then fluid statics, forces on submerged bodies, then differential equations of continuity and momentum equation, then Bernoulli's equation, then dimensional analysis, then modal analysis, viscous flow of incompressible fluids, then boundary layer problems, then head loss in pipes, okay, energy losses. So this is all about the fluid mechanics. So the fluid machinery that will be comes under the thermal category. Okay. Okay. First, let me explain the definition of fluid mechanics. So fluid means the any substance that can flow easily. Okay, so without any um, external forces. Okay, that is called fluid. So under the category of fluid, we have air and liquid. So the fluid mechanics may be defined as that the branch of engineering or science which deals with the behavior of fluid, that is air and liquid under the condition of rest and motion. So the fluid mechanics may be divided into three parts. Okay, one is the fluid statics, then fluid kinematics, and fluid dynamics. So fluid statics is nothing but the study of fluid under rest condition. Then fluid kinematics, which deals with the acceleration and velocity of any fluid particle, okay, without considering the force which causes the acceleration and velocity, without causing the motion. Okay. Then fluid dynamics, so this is also deals with the velocity and acceleration of a fluid particle with considering the forces which causes the motion. Then fluid properties. So here we have around 7 fluid properties. That is starts from the density, weight density, specific volume, then specific gravity, viscosity, surface tension, and capillarity. So we will see. So what is density? So definition of each and every fluid properties. So followed by some gate problems, okay, which was asked in the previous year question papers. So first important fluid properties, density. So this is not only limited to fluid, it is also applicable for solids. So the density also known as mass density or specific mass. So it may called as the mass density or specific mass. So it is nothing but the ratio of mass per unit volume. So here you can see here you can see it is denoted as rho, the Greek letter rho. So rho is equal to mass divided by volume. So mass divided by volume at a standard temperature and pressure. So the density may vary with respect to the temperature and pressure. So under the standard temperature and pressure condition, the density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube, because rho is equal to mass per volume. So the unit of mass is kilogram and unit of volume is meter cube. So the unit of density will be kilogram per meter cube. Okay. And here you can see, so we have two containers. Okay. So we have two containers, two identical containers, which means two containers of equal volume. Okay. So first container is filled with some kind of fluid and second container is filled with some kind of fluid. But if you measure the mass of these two identical containers, okay, so this may vary because of its density. Okay, the first container, so its mass is very less, but in the second container its mass is very high. So the density is directly proportional to the mass. And the second important property is weight density. So second important property is weight density. So weight density is nothing but the product of density and gravity, acceleration due to gravity. So at the standard pressure and temperature. So weight density is denoted as small w and its unit is Newton per meter cube, because the density of the unit, SI unit of density is kilogram per meter cube, and the unit of g acceleration due to gravity is meters per second square. So Newton is kilogram meter per second square. This will be Newton. So Newton per meter cube. So this is about weight density. Then another important property is the specific volume. So specific volume is the reciprocal of just the reciprocal of mass density or specific mass. It is denoted by the letter small v. Okay, it is defined as the volume occupied by a unit mass of a fluid. So here you can see, so small v is equal to volume divided by mass. So its unit will be meter cube divided by kilogram. So this is a reciprocal of density. The next important fluid property is specific gravity. So specific gravity is the ratio of density of liquid to the density of standard liquid, or we can also define the specific gravity as specific weight of liquid to specific weight of standard liquid. So for liquid, the standard liquid will be the water at 4 degrees Celsius. Water at 4 degrees Celsius. Its density will be 1000 kilogram per meter cube. 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So the density of any liquid means, so it may be a kerosene or it may be a diesel or it may be a oil, okay, or anything. So you have to compare with the standard liquid. So here standard liquid is water, and specific gravity for gas. So it is nothing but the ratio of weight density of gas divided by weight density of air. So here the standard fluid is air. So the density of air at standard pressure and temperature will be 1.76 kilogram per meter cube. So for calculating the specific gravity, we need some standard, some reference. Okay, for liquid, the reference is the normal water at 4 degrees Celsius, and for gas, so the standard fluid is the air. So these are all the very important values. So density of water is equal to 1000 kilogram per meter cube, and density of air will be, density of air is 1.76 kilogram per meter cube. And the next property is viscosity. So viscosity is nothing but the resistance to flow offered by the fluid. So viscosity is the property of liquid which determines the amount of resistance to shearing stress. So it can also be defined as the property of a fluid due to which it offers resistance to the movement of layer of fluid over another adjacent layer. So consider the following. For example, so this is a consider the pipe. Okay, so this a fluid is flowing through this pipe. So the fluid is flowing through the pipes in the layer by layer manner. Okay, so if there is any friction between these two layers, okay, that will resist the fluid flow. Okay, that phenomena is known as the fluid viscosity. So this fluid viscosity of fluid have may differ with respect to the temperature. For example, the viscosity increases with increase in temperature in case of gases, whereas it decreases in the case of liquid. For example, so I am having 1 liter of oil. So I am going to heat the oil with some heat source. So what will happen is the temperature increases, then the volume of the fluid will increase because of the expansion. So molecular expansion. So due to this, its viscosity may reduce. So in case of gas, so because of the high temperature, the collision between the air molecules will be very high. So its viscosity will be very high. So it is the unit of viscosity is Newton second per meter square. So there are two types in the fluid viscosity. One is dynamic viscosity or the absolute viscosity, and the second one is the kinematic viscosity. So this dynamic viscosity means, so this dynamic viscosity is considered when will be considered when the fluid is in motion. So this kinematic viscosity is considered when the fluid is at rest and without considering the velocities or the motion or the forces. Then the dynamic viscosity. So dynamic viscosity is defined as the stress required, shear stress required producing unit rate of shear deformation, or we can call it the rate of shear strain, that is du by dy. So it is also called as the coefficient of viscosity or the absolute viscosity that we have discussed previously, and denoted by the Greek letter mu. Its unit is Newton second per meter square. So in any case, for in any questions, it is simply viscosity means that denotes the dynamic viscosity. So if it is kinematic viscosity, it has to denote as a kinematic viscosity. Okay. So from shear stress, so from the definition, we can understand that shear stress is directly proportional to rate of shear strain. Here the rate of shear strain is du by dy. The coefficient, the constant, okay, the coefficient of viscosity is, that is mu. This is a constant of proportionality. So mu is equal to tau divided by du by dy, where tau is equal to shear stress and du by dy is equal to the rate of shear strain. So I'm having, so consider the following. So we have two plates. So bottom plate and the top plate. The bottom plate is a fixed one. So between the top plate and bottom plate, the fluid is filled. So this is the distance between the two plates, and the bottom, as I said, the bottom plate is the fixed one. So it will not move. I am going to apply the tangential force to the top plate. So what will happen is the fluid will start to move. So if you take the velocity profile, it will be like a parabola. So because at the bottom plate, that is a fixed one, the velocity is 0. So the top plate where we are applying the shear stress, okay, here the velocity will be very high. So its velocity is decreasing in this manner because of the viscosity. So viscosity is nothing but the resistance or the friction between the adjacent layers. So if you measure the movement, okay, the velocity will be u and the distance between the plate will be y. Okay, so if you take the velocity profile, velocity gradient, that will be du divided by dy. So the velocity gradient du by dy is directly proportional to the shear stress. So shear stress is nothing but shear force divided by shear area. So this is dynamic viscosity. So this dynamic, the unit of dynamic viscosity in CGS unit. CGS unit will be poise or dyne second per meter square, centimeter square. Poise or dyne second per centimeter square. So one poise is equal to 1 by 10. 1 poise is equal to 1 by 10 Newton second per meter square. Newton second per meter square. Because in some problems the unit will be given in poise. So we have to convert that unit into SI unit. Okay, so 1 poise is equal to 1 by 10 Newton per meter square. Then kinematic viscosity. So kinematic viscosity is the ratio of dynamic viscosity of the fluid to density. So kinematic viscosity is denoted as nu, the Greek letter nu. So it is the ratio of dynamic viscosity mu divided by density of liquid. Okay. So its unit is meter square per second, because the unit of dynamic viscosity will be Newton second per meter square, and the density of unit of density will be kilogram per meter cube. So it's, so the unit will be meter square per second. So it may also denote in some other units, like in CGS system, the unit will be 1 Stokes. Okay, so 1 Stoke is equal to centimeter square per second. So if you want to convert this into SI unit, then it will be 10 to the power minus 4 meter square divided by second. So 1 centistoke equal to 1 by 100 Stokes. So this is about the kinematic viscosity. Then Newton's law of viscosity. So this is a very important law. Based on this law only, the fluid will be classified. Okay, so according to Newton's law of viscosity, the shear stress, okay, shear stress tau is directly proportional to rate of shear strain. Okay, here you can see the velocity profile, and this is the velocity gradient. So if you see the velocity gradient, that will be dou u or du by dy. So this is the rate of shear strain or the velocity gradient. Okay, so according to the Newton's law of viscosity, the shear stress is directly proportional to the rate of shear strain. Here the constant of proportionality, that is mu, is called the coefficient of viscosity or the absolute viscosity, or we can call it as a dynamic viscosity. This is the types of fluid according to Newton's law of viscosity. For example, if the fluid here in x-axis we have velocity gradient or rate of shear strain. In y-axis we have shear stress. If the fluid obeys the Newton's law of viscosity, then it is called as Newtonian fluid. So here you can see it is a linear relationship with the velocity gradient and shear stress. So this is Newtonian fluid. For example, if the fluid do not obey the Newton's law of viscosity, means that is non-Newtonian fluid. And the third fluid is called ideal plastic fluid. So up to certain shear stress, up to certain limit, the fluid do not show any gradient, velocity gradient. So after reaching a particular limit, then the velocity is the shear stress and velocity gradient will be in the linear relationship. Then the ideal fluid where the shear stress is 0 and the ideal solid, here the velocity gradient is 0. So this is the types of fluid according to Newton's law of viscosity. And the effect of temperature on viscosity of liquid and gases. So here in this graph, you can see here the pink color line shows the gas and the blue color line represents the liquid. So in x-axis we have temperature and y-axis viscosity. So if we increase the temperature, the viscosity of liquid is decreasing, but if we increase the temperature, the viscosity of air is increasing. So because of the molecular collision that is occurring, that is takes place at high temperature in case of liquid. In case of gases, in liquids, if the temperature is increases, then the liquid will expand. Okay, so that its viscosity is decreasing. Okay. So let us solve some gate questions. So first question is, a fluid is said to be Newtonian when the shear stress is. So this question was asked in the year of 1995. So the options are directly proportional to the velocity gradient and inversely proportional to the velocity gradient, then independent of velocity gradient. Then the fourth option is none of the above. But we know that the Newton's law of viscosity states that shear stress, that is tau, is directly proportional to rate of shear strain, or we can call it as velocity gradient. So tau is directly proportional to du by dy. So a fluid is said to be Newtonian. So Newtonian fluid which obeys the Newton's law of viscosity. So the shear stress is directly proportional to velocity gradient. So the answer is A. The second question is the SI unit of kinematic viscosity. This question was asked in the GATE examination in the year of 2001. So the options are meter square per second, kilogram per meter second, then meter per second square, meter cube per second square. We know the definition of kinematic viscosity. So kinematic viscosity is the ratio of dynamic viscosity divided by density. So if you solve the unit of dynamic viscosity with the density, we will get meter square per second. So this is the unit of kinematic viscosity. So the answer is A, option A, meter square per second. So you just solve the unit of dynamic viscosity is equal to Newton second per meter